A computer program consists of commands. What are commands? They are instructions for the computer to perform certain tasks, such as mathematical calculations or printing things to the console. And that's actually the first thing that I'm going to show you here using the Python programming language. I'm going to introduce you first to the print command. Now you can see here we just give it the print followed by some parentheses, and this is where we're going to give it our argument. And this argument will be a string, so we will need to give it some quotations here. In this case, I'm going to say hello world. And when I run this program here, you can see hello world is printed to the console. We could also give it a emoji. And when I run that, we can see the emoji is printed to the console. Now, these quotation marks are important. So, for example, I can't remove these quotation marks. You can see there's a red squiggly line. That's my editor telling me that this is a syntax error. And if I run this, you can see that we have a syntax error, invalid character. So we need to be sure we wrap these strings with quotation marks. Our program can also consist of multiple commands, and we can do that by using the print statement multiple times. And then when I run this command, we can see that the 3 print statements are printed on each line. In addition to strings, we can also print arithmetic. So we can do addition, or we can do multiplication, and we can do any combination of the different arithmetic operators. So 2 plus 2 times 10. And we run that, and we can see that each of those results are printed. And notice here, we are not using the quotation marks here. So this statement here is producing a number. We know that because we're not wrapping this in quotations. And if we were to wrap this in quotation marks, you can see when we run this program, we just get the literal value here and not the result as we did right here. So another thing that's quite common in programs are the use of comments. And comments are simply ways to give information to the developer, but it is ignored by the program. So let's say we wanted to know what are the number of hours in a year. So you might not know offhand how many hours there are in a year, but you do know that there are 365 days in a year. And you can see I have started a comment, and I did that with this hash symbol. So this is going to be ignored by the Python program. So we know that there are 365 days in a year and 24 hours in each day. And so this can help us figure out what our calculation should be. And we'll run the program, and we can see that the number of hours in a year is 8,760. And also note that the comment here was ignored by the program. I showed you here how we can print things with the double quotations. It is also possible to use single quotation marks, and this can be useful, for example, if you wanted to print some quotation marks. So, for example, "Come right back," shouted the police officer. And then when I run this program, we can see that the quotation marks are present. Now, if I were to have the quotation marks here, we can see that this is the end of the string. And so this here is a syntax error. So we use the single quotation marks in order to show the quotation marks in our string.